Hello everybody, my name is Hawk Nightwing, the most unapologetic Defender G5 you'll ever meet. And remember when I said I was worried that Telltale would double down on characters from the comics, judged by Violet Rainbow's cameo in Icy Prince? A lot of you called me crazy, but lo and behold, my fears were proven completely right. The comics are 100% canon now apparently, despite the numerous inconsistencies. It's over, guys. I lost. The countdown to Discord's inevitable appearance in the show officially begins. Oh, joy. You know, they better have a really good explanation to explain away his absence in the roots of all evil, because he could have been there. Even a passing remark from the Lord of Chaos himself as to how he doesn't deal with this stuff anymore would be nice if we absolutely have to include him. Now, the consolation I do have is that some of you have been saying that maybe only Violet's issue is canon, and absolutely nothing else is. In that case, that raises a ton of questions as to what from the comics they can use or not, most of which I'm kind of dreading the answer to. I know Smoke the Horse Hog, is that how you say your name? Who's been keeping up with the comics has told me that the comics are sort of B-canon, and that they're free to take what they want from the show and use it, but for all intents and purposes, they've been their own separate continuity for a long time, so I think it's more so a case of this being a whole separate timeline. But that being said, I don't want to sound like a negative Nancy and say that this reveal makes me hate the episode itself, because, you know what? It doesn't. We'll deal with the comics based on the timeline at a later date, but for now, I'm just gonna say that this is the multiverse, and that this is Violet Rainbow variant 838 appearing here, and that she's a mirror backstory to one in the comics. Makes things easier so my brain doesn't explode, don't judge me. With that out of the way, it looks like we have another Misty episode, the second one in a row this season. What do I think of it? Well, you're about to find out. Before we begin, if you are new here and you are not subscribed to the channel, then what are you waiting for? We analysts appear to be a dying breed at the fandom, as mindless hate videos are all the rage now. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then feel free to slam that like button and subscribe to the channel for more amazing funny content just like this. YouTube's algorithm works in mysterious ways. Small contributions like this make a huge difference in helping me grow. This is my review of Tiger Toe Season 2 Episode 6, Swirlpool Starlight. So the episode is about Izzy and Misty, plus Violet Rainbow, getting their future thread in the Bridalwood Swamp during a breezing migration that happens every 10 years. It's all fine and dandy at first, but once Misty begins to have her future read, it shows her all the time she worked under Opaline, and she begins to get overwhelmed upon being confronted by her past. But her friends assure her that she's not defined by who she was before, and that all that matters is that who she is now. So she goes back into the Swirlpool, and the universe basically confirms the exact same thing. Yay. All three unicorns share a hug, and the episode ends. So, what do I think? Well, I say it's definitely a solid one. For one, despite my gripes with Violet Rainbow's inclusion, she really is a standout character here, and some of her words to Misty mean all that much more if you read her issue. I like that she's the one to teach this lesson to Misty here. Violet of all characters would know what it's like to feel like an outcast based off of some aspect of yourself you're not proud of, so I enjoy the fact she's there to teach that lesson. The message in general is one that really hits home, and it's a great lesson to teach kids, that you're not defined by whatever you did in the past, you should try to be the best version of yourself you can be now. It's very empowering, and fits a character like Misty, who has certainly been put through the ringer in regards to her arc. Confronting who you were, and not letting that get to you is particularly a strong storyline. While this has been done tons of times before with her, the way they portray it here feels fresh and interesting, with it being done in more of a literal sense than in a figurative sense. The Swirlpool too, with all its flashing images, feels like the Celestial plane in Friendship's Magic. Now, it's my theory here that this is exactly what they were sent to, but the fact that there's no ancient alicorn like Celestia waiting there to sing you a song about how far you've come, does kind of throw a wrench in that possibility. I don't know, you gotta have the alicorn. Oh well. If anything, I love that this episode seems to pick off directly from the last one, and includes the same magic and mysterious voice as in the secret room. So the fact they included it proves that this will not be a forgotten storyline in the slightest, and that they intend to do something with it. So this definitely gets me intrigued as to what they're planning. There's greater continuity with the show's events this season, so that gets me excited as to what might come next, as any one episode could have bearing in the rest of the plot now. The Breezes were great to see again after being absent since Chapter 5. It's nice to see they're still a part of this world, and their traditions have become an integral part of Bridalwood at this point in the game. Their magic is interesting, as it seems to be coming from them all flying together. So we're already learning more about them from this episode alone. Does that mean we'll potentially see the dragons again soon? Hopefully. If they can still pull stuff from Making Mark even after it's ended and include them, then I don't see why not. Only time will tell. Izzy Violet's futures are admittedly nothing too special, but it's Misty's I want to touch on briefly. Her past contrasted with who she is now is a very interesting read-in. It's like through doing this, the universe is acknowledging that, yes, you did all these horrible things, but you've changed, and your future's looking bright. As I said, it's a very optimistic and empowering message to teach kids. And like I said in many other videos, I love it when these episodes contain such great morals at the end, because that's what you want to come out remembering. So for its strong message, stellar characterization, and the way everything is conveyed, I say that this is a particularly standout episode. Does this Misty episode beat the last Misty episode? I have to think about that, as I was really raving about episode 5. That alone was worth 2 videos, so that's how you know it's a standout. But what do you guys think? Did this episode really connect with you? Or are you annoyed by the sheer amount of Misty focus already? Let me know in the comments below. And if you fall into that latter camp, don't worry, as I'm already planning a video going over my own thoughts on the matter. Until next time, this is Hawk Nightwing signing out. Hoof to heart.